Hello?
Hi there, sir. This is Ron calling from Airlines. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm great, thanks. So I work with the corporate liaison information team here at and I was actually passed your information by my social media team. I understand you reached out to them with a complaint?
Correct.
Tell me what happened.
I had a round trip travel with you guys. I had this Thursday, June 1st, apparently you guys had a system outage and flights were delayed and late. And of course you couldn't send out a notification, I'm assuming. So I was also traveling with an infant. So that type of communication breakdown just made travel, one, terrible. So we had a 2-hour delay in the airport with a toddler, which, I'm sure tons of people have kids, big deal, but very difficult and awful. And so that was only 2 hours leaving. Okay, no big deal. But coming back from DFW on Saturday, again, we, arrive at the airport early, as people say, 2 hours, whatever. And a flight scheduled to depart at 8:27 and delay. Finally leaving at, after 11 o'clock at night, arriving at pretty much 1:40 in the morning, again, with a toddler. But it made for an extremely long and awful experience, considering how many times I've flown the airlines. It was just an awful experience.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I'm sorry, whose child was it that was there? You said that was making it awful?
No, it was I was traveling with my kid, and like when you're traveling with.
I'm sorry. The way you, I'm so sorry. The way you described it, I thought it was someone else's child. So your child made it awful. Then that really, I've got to be honest with you, sir. Kind of from one man to another, but if it was your child that was making things awful and was being a problem and was being disruptive, that's kind of your responsibility, isn't it? And to inflict them on the other passengers there. Delays are going to happen all the time with every. Yes, no, go ahead.
Okay, I was going to say, for starters, no. When I'm saying, as a parent traveling with a child, when you have those type of delays for hours with an infant, it's rough. I'm not saying my child was crying, because he wasn't. He was actually good. But as a parent traveling alone, solo with a child, and you end up waiting at an airport for 5 hours for a plane because it is late. I'm not saying, a child was crying or my child was crying. I'm saying...
I'm sorry, I was taking notes here. You said it was awful, it was difficult, it was stressful because of the child. Yeah, you kept saying it was because of the child.
Poor experience, because again,
because of the child,
you're expecting to get somewhere, but then again, when you have young children with you, if you're a parent, then you definitely understand. It's like you want things to move, and you understand things are gonna sometimes happen.
No, I understand what it's like. We get this a lot with parents. Yeah, they expect things to move. They expect mountains to move. They say, "Get out of my way! I've got a kid. Everyone out of my way!" Right? The plane's not allowed to be delayed. I've got a kid. Yeah, no, I get it. The problem is that, and I'm really sorry to put it in this way. I hope I'm not being offensive, but we can't make our airplanes move any faster because of your poor life choices, and that's just simply a fact. When delays happen...
Hold on. Hey, hold on. Okay, what I am telling you, it doesn't matter. Take the child out of the equation. The problem is the fact that the plane was 5 hours late waiting in the airport, waiting for communications and not getting updates, not getting explanations. Take the child out of the equation and back up.
Yeah, but you're the one. Sir, first of all, you've brought up the child about 26 times during this 5-minute phone conversation.
Okay, look here.
What I'm saying is,
give me another person, because one, you're being an asshole. You're being rude.
Sir, there's no need for the language. What I'm saying is,
give me another person, because either you're not from the U.S. or you don't get something, but you're not understanding me, and you're being extremely offensive.
Right. Well, you're being a little bit xenophobic there.
Pro this, pro that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, sir, is if you didn't have the annoying kid with you, you could have gone and hung out in like the first class lounge and had a bite to eat, watched a movie. But I'm sorry that you were stuck in economy with your.
Get me another manager. Give me another manager now. You give me your name, and you give me another person. Because you have stepped over the fucking line.
Whoa, sir, if you cuss at me, that is not acceptable. That is not...
Give me another person.
Okay.
You don't ever call someone. and tell them that their child is annoying, and if you didn't have a
I
kid,
do.
You get me another manager right now. Right now.
All right, madam. Are you okay to hold for one moment?
Absolutely. You get me someone else, or I will reach out to your CFO. You have crossed the line.
Will do, Chief. One moment.
Your call is very important to us.
I'm not your chief.
Please hold.
I'm not your chief. I am a customer that pays, and I did not take this call for you to disrespect me.
Good evening, this is Michael.
Hi, Michael. Are you a supervisor?
Yes, I'm the call center supervisor for the evening.
Okay. This guy just called me from you guys. You guys called me because of a complaint I put in regards to travel on June 1st for a round-trip ticket from ORD to DFW. This guy, I told him, I was traveling with my son. And so when you're traveling with an infant, and you're delayed in an airport for 5 hours without reasoning, things like that, makes for a more stressful time. This guy tells me, if I didn't have my child and my pro-life choices, I could have been hanging out in the first-class lounge. Are you kidding me? Who says that to someone? Because who says that? That is the most rude, disrespectful nonsense. I don't care about your red, blue, politics, pro-life, that. You never say something like that to a customer that pays and flies. Based on what he just said to me, I will never fly again. That was the absolute rudest thing that I have ever been told by anyone in all of my time working with any business. Nasty.
So you're not going to fly with us again anyway?
I'm sorry, you're muffled. I can't hear you.
You're not going to fly with us again anyways? You're not going to fly with us?
Who would fly with someone if someone's representative for their company speaks to them that way? You tell me again, if I didn't have my child, I could have been in the lounge. Who would say that? Now you tell me that. What person says that to a customer?
Although maybe there would have been a nicer way to say it, he does make a point. I mean, there is something to be said about, not only that, but you could always you could medicate the child so that they're not so crabby or
I'm not
awake.
saying that my child was crying. I'm not saying any of that. Again, who says this to a parent? Medicate your what are you guys thinking?
You just said he was miserable. You just said he was miserable. You were miserable. So I just wanted to say.
I did not say anything about being miserable. I'm saying when a company, when you fly and you're scheduled for a flight that's supposed to depart and you're sitting in an airport, doesn't matter if you're an adult, doesn't matter if you're a teenager, doesn't matter if you're a senior, and you're sitting there and you're waiting for 5 hours with no explanation to where this plane is and to when you're leaving, that is not okay. That is bad business. But for you guys to sit here and talk about, again, if you didn't have a child, medicate a child, what are you guys thinking? Is this a prank call?
No, sir. First of all, a lot of times when people bring their kids, we've got to do a lot of extra cleaning.
No. Dude, hold on. Here we go. Pause. Don't even mention my child. Pay attention to the fact that I'm saying I'm upset because the time was 5 hours. Pull the child out of the equation because clearly you're on you guys are these pro-abortion people or whatever you are. I don't care. You guys are
No.
That's okay. I'll reach out to a CEO. I can't talk to you guys. You guys are disgusting.
I want to be able to, as assist you, at least give you some free knowledge. You pissed him off, bro. He came in hot.
Call him back, Chumley. Call him back, Ariza with him. What a guy. He kept bringing up the kid, not me. He said the kid ruined the whole...
Is this the prank call from what is going on?
No, it just got hung up, and I just wanted to make sure I could resolve this call properly and put that we resolve the issue.
Tell me, how can you resolve the call? Because everything you guys have said has been beyond offensive. How can you resolve the call now?
I'm offered to give you free mileage. I'm offered to give you a free flight. I'm offered to give you possibly a refund if it'll go through. But
you guys can just refund me then, because this I feel worse now having talked to you guys than I did just getting home and being frustrated.
Okay, Chief. Hold on. Let me do this. Hold on, Chief. Let me get this figured out here. So you want a full refund for your flight because you and everyone else had to wait 5 hours.
If you, again, you're muffled, so it's.
So you want a refund because you and everyone else had to wait 5 hours for something that wasn't even our fault.
Do you not think that's inconveniencing to customers at all, or is that?
Well, it's inconveniencing, sure, right? But it's not exactly our fault. It could have been a number of things. It could have been weather related. It could have been, related to staffing. It could have been related to someone getting sick.
Again, and what I said is, like, leaving ORD, it was 2 hours behind. Leaving Dallas, DFW to ORD, it was 5 hours behind. It was 7 hours of delays total.
Basically, the problem was we had some obnoxious kid in the departure lounge that was causing an issue, and a Karen dad freaking out about it, and it was causing more of an issue because we were tying up our crew and our staff with that person and their child, who was basically causing a ruckus, obnoxious as hell, which is why we try to say medicate your children. I mean, it only makes sense. If you're going to be stuck somewhere, a kid, especially an infant, does not want to be sitting there doing nothing. It's not good. It's not, and then it doesn't help the parents either to deal with that. So if you could just maybe think of that in the future, bring medication in case you're delayed, because delays do happen. I don't care if you're flying, you're going to have delays. Okay. You understand that, right?
I don't want to be told by someone for any business to medicate my child. It's not a doctor. So your medical advice, definitely save that for the next person. But for me,
Listen, Chief,
I'm fine. I would just say, honestly, if you could just refund my ticket, that'd be great.
Listen, Chief, how do you know that I'm not a doctor? How do you know? How do you know that I'm not a doctor?
For starters, don't call me Chief. I'm not. We're not friends.
Okay.
You're being disrespectful.
Okay, ma'am. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'll call you ma'am then.
So again, my name is there because clearly you guys called me. But again, all I'm asking now, because again, this is bordering on just rude and completely unprofessional to me, is if you can just refund the ticket. Happy days.
No.
Thank you. That's all I'm asking at this point.
Say please and promise you won't call the CEO and take your complaint down.
Call the CEO? Do what?
You just said you were going to complain to the CEO. You've done a complaint online already. I'm asking you to say please, don't call the CEO, and remove your complaint. It's really simple. And then I'll refund you. Otherwise, I'll just put you on the no-fly list, and then you can't go at all. Then you're not going to fly anywhere. You'll be driving everywhere. And how's driving with an infant going to be?
So now you're threatening me?
I'm not threatening you. I'm just saying, if you threatened me.
You just told me that you're going to put me on a no-fly list? Are you
started it.
Serious?
You started it. You said you were going to call the CEO. Is that not a threat? Is that not a threat?
Do you work for a business?
Yes, I work for a business. What do you think?
Okay, does this business have leadership? They do, correct?
Well,
do they have C-level executives in this business? Yes,
I'm part of the leadership team. Yeah. Yeah, and you won't be calling them. I can assure you that. This team is the gatekeeper to the higher up board. So unless you're going to talk to someone like me and set...
Oh, there he goes. I'll call him back now to do a little survey. Maybe we'll make him talk to Lenny. I don't know if he'll buy it though. He's a bit of a shrewd operator, this guy. Real. Hi there, sir. It's Ron with... I saw that you terminated the call with my supervisor, and I just wanted to make sure you got everything situated.
No, he was terrible. So I'm assuming this is a prank call. This can't be a real call because there's just no way that any business would call like this.
Goodness me, sir. No, I was only calling because we have to do a quick survey about your experience today. Is that okay?
This has got to be a fake call. This is not real. This is not Spirit.
It's just before we close out the call, I need to ask a couple... Tell me, he didn't believe me. Why wouldn't he believe me? What the hell did I do wrong?